Welcome to Lawfolds Farm, episode 21, with me, Mr. Sealy P. Today is Silage Harvest Day. I'm at field 2829, the one that I combined, and as you know, we bought the forage harvester in the last episode. So, let's turn the lights off on that. I've bought over the cramp trailer as well. It's not the biggest one. What I probably will do as well is bring over the lorry from where I do my forestry, because that'll be a quicker way of getting this backwards and forwards. I might even use the bigger cramp trailer as well, so I might bring the whole lot over at some point. But the first thing I'm going to do is get this up and running, and I'm going to use it attached to the trailer to start off with, just to do kind of the headlands really. This will be the best bet, I think. Just unfold that header first. I did pack it all the way because I'm very good like that. Okay, now I don't know what the yield's going to be like off this. This trailer could fill up ridiculously quickly. I really have no idea at the moment. So we'll see how we get on. I'll try and set a worker. It hasn't been working brilliantly. It does say hire worker in the top left hand corner. That's why I've left that open for the time being, just because I want to keep an eye on that. But to start off with, I'm going to do it myself, I think. So let's turn on the harvester and see what we get. I have still got ground response on. Like I said the other day, I like it as a mod and it's not affecting too much what happens. That said, after my catastrophe, and it happens quite a lot, I had the problem on Chellington where there was an update and I had to redo the map from the beginning again because you had to do a new save game. I then had issues on this map where I had to do the same thing again when the update came out. What else did I have to do it on? Not on this one. What am I talking about? The old stream farm. Yesterday, my old stream farm map crashed partway through, and my save game now says corrupted file. I have got a backup, which I say I've got a backup. Yeah. The less said about that, the better. I think I'm nearly there with this actually. 4,600. We'll soon see, won't we? 46. There we go. That's full. Wow, okay. I'll disconnect that there for a minute because I'm now going to need to go and get something to retrieve it with. Now, with 435 horsepower, this really shouldn't have any problem. The only problem I have got is I should really have put road tyres back on it because it's on row crops, but I'm sure somebody will point that out. This has a real wobble. I don't know if this is because it's a modded trailer. Doesn't seem to matter what tractor I hook up to this, I get this kind of the disco dancing tractor. It's a bit odd. Now this is all going to go to the biogas plant. So I've got a bit of a trek. Now what I could really do with is a gate right here. So I could cut straight out of there, straight across the field, and it would all be very, very easy. Unfortunately, it's not. That's not a problem. Now, as you can imagine, this is a fair-sized field. This is going to be a bit of a trek. That's weird. Oh no, it was the harvester, wasn't it? Thinking, why is the tractor destroying the grass? It wasn't. It was the harvester. Now, can I get out of here around the corner? I doubt it. I don't want to go over the crops either. Think. There we go. I'll shut those gates when I come back. I promise. I'll probably swap the tyres over as well when I get a second. Oh no. There we go. That's better. Right, off to the biogas, top left-hand corner of the map, northwest, and I'll see you there in a minute. I thought actually I would pop into the Aberdeen Northern Marts and I will change the tyres over, but looking at it I'm thinking, so I don't know if I want to do compacting with it. No, that'd be fine. Downside to doing it here is it's cost me £1,000, which is kind of a fee that you get charged. If you do it at your own workshop, once you've done it once and you've paid for the tyres, you don't have to pay the fee, so it would have made more sense doing it at the farm, but as I was on the way over I thought I would do it. Makes it a little less awkward and cumbersome for driving on the roads, and I honestly, not being a farmer, I don't know for definite, but I wouldn't think it's particularly good for your row crop tyres to drive on the roads, especially hauling backwards and forwards. I mean, you shouldn't haul really backwards and forwards long distances with a tractor, I wouldn't imagine. I think the other thing I'm going to try to do is if I'm going to do silaging again, realistically thinking about it, I should have done it this time, was buy a field closer up to Highland Grain by the biogas plant, so that if you do a silage harvest, you're not hauling miles. You can do the harvest and take it to the biogas plant right on your doorstep. That would probably make a bit more sense. One of these fields here, maybe the one on the left, there is actually one up behind Highland Grain in the corner. We'll have a look at the map in a minute. Now, in the past, on other Let's Plays I've done, I have a kind of love-hate relationship with silaging. On Goldcrest Valley, I had absolute nightmares with the silage bunker silos, with it not letting me uncover it and losing it, and when I did my first one, it was still showing there was some in there and I couldn't get it out, and then my compacting, my forays into compacting aren't always brilliant, in all honesty. So what I ended up doing was piling it all up at one end and then kind of spending a long time at the end going over it, which is potentially what I'm going to do this time. I think it's just pile it. We'll see. Like this, just in one heap, and let it build and build and build, and then you just compact it with a vehicle at the end, like a wheel loader or something like that. Hire something big and brutish. Okay, that's one full load. Right, having that put that back in the corner, I'm now showing us having the right amount. Compacting 1%. I'm not quite sure how, I haven't driven on it at all yet. And I honestly don't know how much I'm going to get off this field. Whatever I get off this field, I will compact and we'll start fermenting. This is going to take a while. It really, really is. And I'm probably going to get the lorry as well. And the trouble is with that, I don't really want to run the lorry in the field. We'll see. It's probably not the done thing. You wouldn't stick a lorry into the field. And that said, it would mean putting a dolly onto that trailer. I've done it before on different Let's Plays with... what did I use? Fleagle bulls, and I daisy chained two together, giving me a larger capacity to make it quicker to do. I've done all different things actually, but I'll have a think and we'll see what the best option is. So I'm going to head back and carry on. Nearly every field overnight is now ready for harvesting, so if I wanted to do contracting, there's plenty to be getting on with. If I wanted to get that money back up again, I have got a fair bit to do on my own farm, I think, before I drop off and do any more contracting today. Now, I did say I would show you the map, and I completely forgot. This may be me going a little bit nuts, possibly, but hey, you know what? Got to speculate to accumulate. Excuse me. If I look down here at fields 28 and 29, where I combined them, they're a fair size, a slightly irregular shape, but like I said before, they're a long way from the biogas plant, which is up here. So I've come to have a look at the fields around here. 11 may be a little bit big, as is 10. 8 and 9 aren't bad sizes, actually. Not far off what 28, part of 28 and 29 together. Not as big, but not a bad size. So I've come over to have a quick look, you know, as you do, view the property, and the farmer wants me to sow it, and I could do a load more jobs for Victor Robinson and get the price of this right down, which unfortunately, yeah, in all honesty, I don't need to buy it now, but I am going to buy field number 9. So I'm probably going to do a load of jobs for Victor Robinson, get that price down. So I'm going to do some contracting, not now, but I will do some contracting, get the price of field 9 down, and I'll buy field 9. So next time I want to do a silage harvest or corn or whatever, I'm going to do it in this field. It kind of makes sense. It's not a bad size, relatively square, it's not an odd shape, plenty of room around it for machinery and things, and it's right close to the biogas plant here, which means it just kind of, it makes sense. I did think about this one, but I think they're asking 300 and something thousand for this field, plus it's got sugar beet in it at the moment, and I think to harvest this one on a contract was offering me out something like 239 minutes for the contract, which is gonna take a bit of time. I know I did it on Chellington on Christmas Eve, if I recall correctly. I did an absolutely monster sugar beet harvest, and it took 5 hours, I think it was. Yeah, it was a bit crazy. It paid well, but it was absolutely nuts. I'm not quite sure still why I did that, and I still don't think my wife's forgiven me for doing it on Christmas Eve. But anyway, that said, I'm going to carry on with the silage harvest on 28 and 29. That forage harvester is incredibly loud. I have grabbed the man and brought it over with the 59,000 litre cramped trailer. I've brought it onto the field. The trailer tyres, wheels and tyres are quite big and chunky, as are the ones on this version of the man. It's kind of a more, not an off-road truck, but you know what I mean, kind of field use type thing. It's a nice day. It's getting a little bit foggy actually, it's quite early in the morning, and the ground's dry enough to get away with it. If it was raining or had been raining, this would get bogged down, wouldn't it? So I wouldn't bring it onto the field if it was like that. Plus if it was raining, the harvester wouldn't harvest. So I've set a worker on the harvester. That's all ready to go. If you've watched any of my Let's Plays or anyone else's Let's Plays when they've done silage harvests and things like that, this is nothing new. Setting the worker and then running alongside it. You can put a trailer on the back of the forage wagon. Now this is an interesting bit, because I've got crop destruction on. If you've hired a worker, quite clearly it won't damage your crops, which is something I was really worried about, because I didn't know if that would work. Somebody mentioned it doesn't do it. I think it was Mark M79 said it's okay, it won't destroy your crops. Workers that have been set don't do it, but until you actually, you know, on your own map you think, oh god, what if it does? So it's actually quite good that it didn't. I'll get a couple of kind of headlands in this way, then set up the forage harvester to run the other way down the field, because it'll be longer strips. But this is going to fill up quite quick. I have to say the yield on this is pretty good. To be fair, between the lorry and the harvester we're making a mess of the grass, but I'm probably not going to use that anyway. God, my voice is going. So when I get to the bottom of this strip, I'll set it off going the other way. I think at this rate I'm going to have a fair bit of silage in that bunker silo at the biogas plant, which is no bad thing. I might need to do a bit of work on fields or wood chipping or something to get enough money to lease whatever bit of machinery I will do to compact it. And I say compact. It's a very strange way of saying it. Okay. First full load, 59,000 litres. Now I'm going to go a slightly different route with this. Only because I think it'll be quicker and a little bit less fiddly, maybe. I'll go straight across and through these fields. And then there's a little cluster of houses up on the top of the hill, past those and then straight along the road, and it should take me directly there. I have opened all the gates on the way through when I brought the lorry through. Just showing the map. Little cluster of houses coming up on the right. Just up on the little hill there. It might not be any quicker at all. It might be exactly the same distance. I just thought it's easier to get out of the field straight than having to back up and turn around that tight bend and then have to try and turn into that little the field where I cut across. Could become quite fiddly, and this just seemed to a more logical route, I think. It should bring me to the crossroads, straight across the crossroads and up to the biogas. That way. No, the only downside with doing it the way I'm doing it now, so I should have started in the middle for a start, is unloading now. Means I've got to drive right the way around to unload if I do it the other way, but again, it doesn't matter, it's not the end of the world. So there we go, the pile is increasing. And we'll do a lot. Next time you see this, the pile will be much bigger. And there'll be far less corn in the field. Hopefully. So that's it. That's the last load off the field. I've got in here 24,000 litres. I'm not sure if it's going to take this over. Well, you'll see what it's going to take it over. That's off one field, 28-29, the field that I combined together to make a larger field. It's not one of the bigger fields on the map, to be fair, but you'll see in a minute. It's mind-boggling, it really is. That's it. That's everything off that field. Turn the beacons off. Turn the engine off. Actually, I might take the vehicle out of here, but it doesn't matter. Right. Oh, didn't quite make it. We're on 897,460 litres. I was hoping we'd get to 900,000. Didn't quite make it. But off that one field, nearly 900,000 litres of chaff, which will become silage. And this all needs to be compacted, so it's going to take a little while to do that. What I'm going to do is lease a wheel loader. I'm going to go with the JCB 435S, only because it's got higher horsepower, a bit more oomph to it. I've also installed the Lizard Universal Lightweight Bucket, because that's got an 11,500 litre capacity, which is going to mean moving stuff around and compacting it. You can use a silage fork and various different things. That's 10,000. This is a little bit more. It doesn't matter, one or the other. I think to lease the wheel loader is only about 15,000. What's that, 14,000? Yeah, I'm going to go with the front twin wheel. I might change the rim colour, that's not really important. So about 15,000 to lease that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll lease that. I'll compact it. I'll either compact it off screen, or I'll do some of it. I might do some of it on screen, actually. I'm not too sure at the moment, but I'll get this out of the way and we'll look at doing that. This I'll take back over to where all the forestry equipment is, because I don't need that again for a little while. Although I could do with a bit of a wash, and I think it's probably going to need some diesel, because it's, well, it's about half. I've got about half a tank. That should be right for a little while. I'll pull this up here and then think about what to do next. Right. While I'm parking this up, I'm going to take it back to where it belongs. I'm going to rent or lease the equipment I need for compacting and sorting out the bunker silo. What I was told, I've read it somewhere, somebody messaged me to say that when you're doing, I think I might have mentioned it in an earlier episode, I'm trying to remember if I did or not, when you're doing silaging, making chaff, whatever you want to call it, if you're doing it from a corn crop, maize or whatever you want to call it, I've always left mine to grow to its final growth stage and then harvested it. Somebody said that if you wait till the last growth stage before it's fully grown and it goes kind of brown, it's in that last growth stage before it's ready to harvest. If you do a silage harvest then, you get far more chaff than if you leave it to the end. I don't know if that's true or not. That's something I'll have to try on probably on another episode, not the next episode, but another episode. Give that a test out, because I'm not too sure whether that's true or not. That's just what somebody posted and said that's a fact. You know, I have to give it a go. That is the end of the episode. The bunker silo, next episode, I'm going to start off compacting it, getting that all sorted out, and then get that blanketed. There's a couple more jobs I need doing. I've got the Lemkin Gigant 10 on the back of the Case Magnum. That's now going over field 28 and 29 to cultivate. The Massey Ferguson, I'm going to need to get the fertiliser spreader on the back, because field 32, I think it is, field 32 that I put sunflowers in is in need of fertilising. Field 34 that we seeded in the last episode is on its first growth stage. That's in need of either weeding or fertilising. There's a few jobs that need doing. So, busy episode. That was a lot of chaff. Yeah, it took a while, but it's done. And hopefully when we come to sell that, we're going to make a tidy bit of money on that. Hope you've enjoyed the episode. Whether it's been informative or not, you might have seen silaging done before. If this is the first episode you've ever seen, there you go, something for you to try out. If you like the episode, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share the video, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.